It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview UNC football volunteer coach Kevin Kimble. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Brandon. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about your coaching experience and how you got started?
Well, probably like most guys, I started in Little League football, I think around 2002. Did that for a while and moved up, did several football camps and went to North Gaston High School. I helped out there 2009. I was a quarterback coach there, so I helped out with the quarterbacks, some of the wide receivers, and went from there to doing more camps. And the more I did it, the more I just fell in love with coaching. So I did some camps for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers out in Canada. So every camp that they had here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Columbia, South Carolina, I helped them run the camp when they came. And got another opportunity at North South Sports Academy. Did some training over there and finally got down to Rock Hill in 2015. Coached prep football there for 3 years. Franklin Christian, and then the name changed to Carolina Christian Academy. So out of the 3 years, I won 2 championships there. And I got a call one night from a coach that was actually at Chapel Hill coaching the club football team. And he told me that he was leaving there and going to UNCG and asked if I was still interested. And of course, I said yes, and count me in. So yeah, last year was my first year there. I was the assistant head coach, assistant offensive coordinator, and I worked with the quarterbacks at UNCG. And in February, our coach's schedule was so busy, he couldn't there. So, of course, I accepted that role. And I pretty much do everything: the recruitment coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator, the head coach, but I'm putting the staff together, and it's coming along pretty well.
Can you talk about your job at the Franklin Christian?
Right. It was a Christian academy. It was a first-year program. And how I got there, I was looking into starting my own program because I know that it was a need for a program where kids needed a second chance. And they would go to school and play football, but they would have a chance to get their grades corrected. But I met up with Coach Frank one night, and he already had everything in place and invited me to come down with him. So it was pretty much a no-brainer. And I believe before the Netflix show LastChanceU, we were the first LastChanceU. It was an experience. Guys from different backgrounds, mostly inner city kids. But every day was an adventure, but it was a learning experience because not only did I help them, they helped me. And I was the assistant head coach there, quarterback and receivers coach, and the recruiting coordinator as well there. So I did that with Franklin for 2 years, and then the third year, he's a pastor, so he was offered a church out of town, and he was going to follow the program, but the athletic director knew the importance of keeping it around, so he kept it and just changed the name of it. And I stayed on with him as the head coach there then, and still the recruit coordinator, quarterbacks coach, and a receivers coach. So I wore a couple of hats there as well. So it kind of prepared me for going to UNCG. But I actually thought once I got to a college level, it would be a lot, a lot less work, but it's actually more work here than it was there.
Can you talk about, as you were talking about the Last Chance U, can you talk about some of the similarities and some of the differences that the movie shows versus what you've experienced?
Right. The guys, they were very talented guys. Some of them, they didn't have the grades or they got in trouble in school. So being there, not only were you the coach, you were a guidance counselor, you were a father figure, uncle or brother, whatever those guys needed at that time, you kind of filled that role. And I see the similarities there with Coach Brown, just wanting the best for those guys. And that was another reason that I took the job at UNCG, so that I could help young men like that in that type of situation, to be able to show them another side of life and just show them something different, to let them know that you can achieve this. You know, if you just put your mind and your heart to it, you can achieve it. And just letting them know that I love them. So once I got there, I actually reached back to a few of them through my now college contacts to help get them. It wasn't at a D1 school, but it was at to another program, D2, other JUCOs, D3 schools, and I think a D2.
That's wonderful. Can you talk about what you plan to achieve at UNCG?
Well, what we have going on right now, we want to change the culture, the mindset of club football that everybody thinks it is. We would like to one day have a full-fledged varsity program, NCAA certified team there. I know that's going to take some work, but in the meantime, we want to change the way that people look at the program as a club football, because it's more than just guys out on a Saturday throwing the football around. It's actually comparable to a D3 because the school is a D1 itself. We don't offer athletic scholarships, but we do offer academic scholarships. So I want to get more people involved in the school. That way they would take more pride in the football team and hopefully one day vote us up along with the NCAA to become a certified D1 football team or D2, D3, it doesn't matter. Whatever the NCAA sees fit, we would welcome the opportunity to play in any division.
Can you talk about what the football program has accomplished?
Well, the football program has been around for a while, actually. I know in 2006, they actually won a championship there. And they played a couple of years, and then it kind of died off, I guess, and started back up in 2015. And they've done pretty well. Last year, we went 5-3. We were one game away from playing for the conference championship, which we lost to Coppin State, which in turn lost to Ohio State. A lot of people don't know that they have a club football team there, but it's quite a few schools. We're in the Eastern Conference, and the Western Conference would be Pitt, Ohio State, Toledo of Ohio, Miami of Ohio, and Wayne State. So we've been working really hard this last month to get prepared. We're supposed to play in February. So we're looking forward to the opportunity to play in that championship game. But we've come a long way. We've actually added more players. I think last year we had a steady 17 to 22 players. So 20 was our first recruiting year. So we're looking to field about 30, 35 players. 21, the class of 21 looking a lot better. Probably around 40 to 45 players total. So we're actually looking pretty good right now.
Can you talk about the difference between, of course, D1 and then the club football and what that is like?
The D1, one main difference is the type of players that they have, the type of talent that they have there. They have athletic scholarships that they can give away. They have a lot of star players on their teams. On the club level, is not a lot of star players, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star players, and that's a ranking. But we are a D1 school, so we are one of the, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best colleges out there. And so as far as that is concerned, there is no difference. We're up there with some of the better schools because we are a D1 school. As far as the football, the facilities are top notch, whereas, we play on a rec field where they have a stadium. Most of them have turf, and they have the best of the best. As far as us, we fundraise, try to find sponsors. So we have to get it. It's a little tougher for us versus the D1 programs.
Can you talk about the recruitment process on the club level?
I don't think it's a whole lot different from the other schools, but I reach out to, I have a lot of kids that reach out to me on Twitter, and I let them know about the program, the pros of coming to our school versus going to a junior college. If you go to a JUCO, you have to stay 2 years, get your AA degree before you can transfer or get enough credit hours to transfer. Now, coming to play with us, if you decide after year 1 that you don't want to stay, there's no transfer portal, there's no paperwork to sign. You have about 20 college credit hours to take with you. And you're at a D1 school, so you're getting a great education. So if you decided to leave, and you have film as well. So when I explain to them about those things, as well as coming to play with us, it doesn't count against your eligibility. So if you come to us and you have 4 years of eligibility and you leave at the end of the year, you still have 4 years of eligibility. So to a lot of guys that are not getting a lot of opportunity to play, or they're not getting a lot of offers, that's a big deal to them because they're going to a D1 school. They can come to us and they're eligible to play day 1. I have a freshman quarterback coming in this year, and he's working out great. He's actually a 3-star quarterback. He had 15 offers, but the opportunity to come in and be able to play day 1 versus going to Virginia Tech or Chapel Hill and not getting playing time for maybe 2 or 3 years, it was a better opportunity for him to be able to come and play with us day 1. Now, he can come and he may excel, and he can go back to those schools. And then when he goes back, who knows, he may be the starting quarterback there when he decides, or if he decides to leave. But once I explain all of that to those guys, they're really excited about the program and they want to be a part of building something special. And that's what we're doing. We're actually trying to build something special. So they want to take part in it. So it's a little aggravating at times. I don't think those guys go to sleep. They're texting me about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. What's up, coach? Hey man, I'm asleep. So So that part, my phone goes off all day. So that part, it comes with the territory, but I love every minute of it.
That's wonderful. What advice would you give upcoming college coaches or even coaches that are looking to get into football?
The main thing is remember why you're doing it. And if you keep that in mind, if you're doing it for the kids, and you keep, once you start to go to the left and make it about you and not about the kids, that's where you go wrong. So long as you keep that in mind, that if you're in it for the kids instead of the paycheck, you're on the right road.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media along with the program at?
At the football team at UNCG F on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Coach K Square. And that's all my social media. I've been told that I need to get an Instagram and all that, but Twitter is enough for me. So that's about the extent of it as far as social media.
Thank you again, Coach Kevin, for your interview, and best of luck in your future at UNCG in this upcoming year.
Thank you for having me, Brandon. I appreciate it. Anytime.
You're welcome. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Kevin, for your interview, and best of luck.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.